All right, today we're going to do Psalm number 1. Psalm number 1 is referred to as the gateway to the Psalter, and it's a good one. There's a reason it's number 1. And I'm using the Grail translation, but pretty much any translation is good. Just find one you like. Okay. Happy indeed is the man who follows not in the counsel of the wicked, nor lingers in the way of sinners, nor sits in the company of scorners, but whose delight is the law of the Lord, and who ponders his law day and night. He is like a tree that is planted beside the flowing water, that yields its fruit in due season, and whose leaves shall never fade, and all that he does shall prosper. Not so are the wicked, not so, for they, like winnowed chaff, shall be driven away by the wind. When the wicked are judged, they shall not stand, nor find room among those who are just. For the Lord guards the way of the just, but the way of the wicked leads to doom. Okay, now before we go on, I want to go to the Old King James and look at Psalm number 1 here. Just the first verse. It says, "Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful." And the reason I just wanted to talk about that real quick is that I like the term blessed better than the term happy, because blessed is sort of a state of being, whereas happiness is due to outside forces. So somebody does something good to you, or something good happens to you, and you get happy, and something sad happens or bad happens and you get sad. But blessed, being blessed to something that is within you. You are blessed, through the good times and the bad times, through thick and thin. So I do like, actually do like the King James use of blessed instead of happy, but that's just personal preference. Okay, let's go back to the Grail version. And the next thing I just want to do is just look at what stands out to me. And that's what you really want to do with a psalm. Just read it through. And then after you read it through, just ask yourself, well, what stands out? What verse stands out? Or verses. And that's just all I'm going to do. I'm not really here to do a theological study of the Psalms, but really read it more like poetry, which is what it is. Anyway, so what stood out for me is this. The verse, "He is like a tree that is planted beside the flowing water, that yields its fruit in due season, and whose leaves shall never fade." And what I like about that is it really paints a picture. You can actually visualize that in your mind. This tree kind of hanging out, there's a river, maybe just a creek even, and you can, maybe some rocks, and you can kind of see the just a little bit of white water, but not a lot. And then the trees kind of hanging over the water, and just I can just picture that, and just have the leaves, giving the shade, making you feel good. And then you have the dichotomy here of that's the righteous man, but the unrighteous man is, "For they, like winnowed chaff, shall be driven away by the wind." And I like that because you get a tree, has roots. The roots make it strong. Whereas in the Psalm number 1, compared to the wicked man or the sinner, they're like winnowed chaff. And you can see it, actually instead of chaff, because, you don't really do a lot with chaff, in modern life. Instead, I think of it, ever see a dandelion, and then at the end, when it has that white puffy stuff on it, after it changes, and then you blow on it, and it blows away into the wind. That's kind of what I picture. Anyway, that's what I picture. I picture, blowing on a dandelion, and it blows off into the wind. It gets caught up by every wind of theology or whatever's popular. It just blows this way, blows that way. But if you believe in God, then you have roots, and those roots keep you standing firm. And I think that's really the point of the psalm. Like I said, I'm not going to go too into it. I think it's just you just got to read them, and then come up with what you like about the psalms on your own. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through each psalm all 150 of them, and just kind of go through them like that. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed this, and you guys have a blessed day. All right.